To discuss aligning our event today with our mission, would you please welcome the Director of GW's Office of Sustainability, Meghan Chapple. From DC Central Kitchen's Culinary Job Training Program, Anand Shantam. The COO of Metabolix, Johan von Walsem. And Environmental Planner for the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, Heidi Bonnaffon.
Hello, everyone. So we're the last thing between you and lunch. Before we whet your appetites, I'm going to tell a little story about sustainability at GW. Oftentimes when I'm working with faculty, students, and staff, people will think and tell me that they don't know that their small action makes a difference. They'll think of things like the 350 football field size solar farm that we built with our partners. They'll think of the Platinum building that we have here on campus, the first University Platinum building in the District of Columbia. They'll think of student projects that we're facilitating in the community that build floating wetlands out of recycled tires in the Anacostia. But they won't think about their action as really counting, but it does. So we're going to tell you a little bit about the event today and the actions that are going into the event that we want you to take a part of, especially as it pertains to lunch. So now, to whet your appetite.
Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Anand Shantam. I'm a culinary instructor at DC Central Kitchen. They gave me a script to follow so I don't go off the deep end. For those of you who don't know, DC Central Kitchen is a local nonprofit that fights food waste. We provide culinary training, and we deliver healthy food to people in the District of Columbia. Today's luncheon is being prepared by our Fresh Start Catering Company. It's one of our 3 social enterprises that we operate at DC Central Kitchen. In addition to the catering company, we also operate a school foods program of which we prepare healthy, locally sourced, scratch-cooked food and meals for low-income children at 10 schools in the District of Columbia. We also have a Healthy Corners program, and we sell produce and healthy snacks at affordable prices to 67 corner stores in the District of Columbia. That means that your 80-year-old grandmother doesn't have to drive across town to find fresh produce. She can walk a couple of blocks to her corner store. 67 we have now available in the city. Many of you may already know about DC Central Kitchen's free meal distribution program. Our staff and over 14,000 volunteers come in the course of a year to help us prepare food for homeless shelters, transitional homes, and after-school programs. We also operate a culinary job training program, of which yours truly is a graduate. Yes. We support men and women through a rigorous 14-week culinary training program. We call it Knife Skills and Life Skills. We help individuals with histories of incarceration, addiction, homelessness, chronic unemployment, and they trade lives of poverty for careers in culinary and hospitality industries. All of our programs, those that generate revenue and those that don't, provide healthy, nutritious meals to our community. But most importantly, we also provide jobs for graduates of a culinary job training program that supports our mission to use food as a tool to strengthen bodies, empower minds, and build communities. I'm sure you will enjoy your lunch today that is prepared by Fresh Start Catering. It's an investment. You choosing us is an investment in our mission to help the District of Columbia become a more prosperous place for us all to live. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I would like to thank the organizers for giving Metabolix the opportunity to participate in today's event and helping align the event with the mission. We are actually made specially for this event some spoons and forks that you'll be using that are fully compostable and can go with food scraps and be composted. Metabolix is a small company out of Massachusetts. We are totally focused on commercializing a class of biopolymers called PHAs. And these are very broadly biodegradable in soil, marine, freshwater, and they're fully bio-based. We have, in the last few years, worked a lot on advanced grades of these PHAs, and they are very useful in modifying other polymers. So the specific fork that you'll be using today is a combination of our PHA with PLA. PLA is a very large volume, renewable, compostable polymer, but it has some limitations in use. It's very stiff, very brittle, and we don't want to cause any injuries during the lunch, so we decided to modify it. And we do this in similar applications elsewhere. The clear cups that you might use for water, those are pure PLA, and they're very clear, as you will see. The attribute of this material is really we focused on integrating organic waste diversion. That's one of our key business areas that we focus on. We also do it with compostable bags where you might want to collect the food waste, take the yuck factor out, and ship it all off for composting, or even better with today's theme for energy recovery through anaerobic digestion. We're seeing some activities there. And lastly, I would note that infrastructure is a key requirement to get these systems going. And no doubt that government agencies have a big role to play there. I would like to acknowledge that we've had good support from USDA, BioPreferred, DOI, that's looking at cafeteria, and I want to thank LCI, our molding partner, that helped make this possible. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Heidi Bonnaffon with the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments. And shortly, when you get your lunch, you will also be receiving a reusable water bottle with a Tappet logo on it. So I want to explain what Tappet's all about. DC Water, which is the water utility serving the District of Columbia, estimates that about 300 of these plastic bottles are disposed of every minute. 75% of which are not recycled but end up in the trash or as litter on the streets or in the Potomac River. So that's a lot of plastic. Alternatively, tap water is a well-regulated and sustainable source of drinking water. And by drinking tap water, it's also allowing the water utilities to reinvest in their infrastructure, such as water main replacements. So that brings us to Tappet. Tappet, the water utilities in the National Capital Region, that's suburban Maryland and the District and Northern Virginia, have joined forces with the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments to manage the program called Tappet. And Tappet is a network of voluntary businesses and agencies in this area that will allow the public to come in and refill any reusable bottle with tap water. And it's a quick and convenient way, no purchase necessary, to get water when people are out jogging or walking, commuting. And we have an app for it. The Tappet Metro DC app allows the public to find convenient locations to refill their bottles. And the Tappet network started out as a bunch of cafes and bike shops, but it's been expanding to include several Smithsonian museums, the National Geographic, rec centers and libraries, and university campuses, including GW. So we're very proud of you for that. So two things I would hope that as federal agencies, I hope your employees have access to tap water and drink lots of tap throughout the day. And secondly, if your agencies have easy public access to your buildings, I know there's security, but if you have drinking fountains outside of security, we'd love to add you to our app, or businesses near you for that matter. So for more information or to sign up to be a Tappet partner, you can visit the free tapwater.org website. And I also have to acknowledge our Tappet coordinator, John Degnan, who's here today, and he would also be glad to talk with you, so you can follow up with one of us. Thank you, and cheers.
And so you'll wonder what happens at the end of the meal. Well, Veterans Compost is here to help us out. You'll see their tagline is from combat to compost, but I tend to think they're still combating this concept that food scraps are a problem, and in fact, they're a resource. So they are turning our scraps into resources that feed our soil and feed our bodies. So we thank Veterans Compost for being here today. And next time you think about whether it matters to turn off your monitor when you're not using it, or if it matters to have refillable cups for your speakers in an event, it does matter. So enjoy the meal and have a good rest of the conference.